everyone. This is your section 4 notes, and today we're going to be talking about slope-intercept form. So I know I said yesterday or the day before that I loved slope. That was my favorite, but oh my gosh, I just love this too. Slope-intercept form, oh my gosh, you're going to love it. So we're going to graph linear equations given a special little formula. Yes, on our last section you were given the martini glass formula. Remember that? y2 minus y1. Martini glasses on your picnic table. Now you're going to be given a different type of formula, and that's going to help you graph a line. It's like magic, okay? So hold your horses. Here we go. We're going to talk about slope-intercept form. So in order to know the formula, I got to tell you, I guess, y equals mx plus b. There it is. It's a magical formula. Don't forget it. We're going to use it over and over and over. Y equals mx plus b. Here's what these crazy variables stand for. M, you know, what does that stand for? Slope. Okay, so m is going to equal slope. That's what this little guy right here is. We're given a new, when you graph slope, remember you always are going to run to the right. Slope is always rise over run. Let's write that over here. Rise over run is how you're going to remember slope. You're either going to go up for a positive number, down for a negative number, and you always run to the right. So don't forget that when you're graphing these slopes. Then we're given a new little variable here, b. Okay? B, I know it seems silly, but b stands for the y-intercept. Now the y-intercept is where your line is going to cross the y-axis. So if you have an coordinate plane here, okay, your x-axis and your y-axis, the y-intercept is where your graph hits the y-axis. Okay, so wherever your point is on the y-axis, that's your b, your y-intercept. So that's what our new things stand for, and then x and y are going to be standing for points on your line, so your ordered pair. So they stand for an ordered pair. However, you're not going to have to do anything with this. Okay, x and y are going to stay in your equation. You're not necessarily going to know what those are when you're graphing those, okay? So these are the most important things to think about when you're graphing in slope-intercept form. Okay, here we go. So excited. I just love slope-intercept form. So remember, let's just write it up here. This is our formula. Y equals mx plus b. Now there's one more thing. I got so excited I forgot to tell you one more thing. So this is the way that I always remember slope and y-intercept. When we're going to graph these, you're going to begin at the b. Let's write that in. You're going to begin at the b. Easy enough, right? Begin here. That's going to be where you're going to put your very first point. Begin at the b. Then we're going to move with our slope. We're going to move with our m. Begin at the b, move with your m, move with the slope. Okay? So let me show you what the heck I mean by that. So we've got our formula here, y equals mx plus b. So let's label what we have. This is going to be our slope. That's in the slope spot. And then this is going to be our b. Okay? So our slope is 2, and our y-intercept, or our b, is 1. Okay? So we're finding our information. Now let's take a step back for a second. Slope, what we learned yesterday, is always written in rise over run form. So 2 is not a fraction. So let's go ahead and make that a fraction. How would you make 2 a fraction? What would you put on the bottom? Hopefully you said you'd put it over 1. So 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1, and that will help us because we need a rise and a run. Okay? All right, so let's put it on our graph. So remember, you're going to begin at the b. So we're going to put our very first point at 1 on the y-axis. The y-intercept is on the y-axis. So you're going to put your very first point at 1. Okay, there we go. Easy enough. But that's not a line. We need a line. So from there, we're going to move with our slope. Okay, so from that point, you're going to graph a slope of 2 over 1. So I'm going to go rise 2, it's positive, so up 2 over 1. And there's my next point, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to keep going until you run out of room on your graph. So I'm going to keep going up to over 1, up to over 1, and I'm run out of room, okay? But look at all this room. I have more room down here. So how could I keep this line going? I'm not going to keep going up to over 1. I'm going to do the complete opposite. So I'm going to go down to the left one, just to keep my line going. I'm going to keep the pattern going. Okay, there's your line. So you are going to stop and you're going to connect those points. I'm not going to because I don't have a straight edge on this silly program. So connect those points and make a nice line through all those points. And that's it.